So, good morning. So, instead of reading Facebook and going to the news, I had decided to start doing daily readings a while ago. And decided that I could just go ahead and record them. Last few days, issues with streaming and everything else, but I think that's all handled. So, I'm going to resume, hopefully with some clean videos. So I was sitting there going through looking to see what deck do I want to use. I have like over 80 decks. And it's funny because I couldn't decide what deck to pull out. So I realized it's like if I can't decide what deck to pull out, I'll just pull out my 1972 original first deck that I started with. You got all the fancy decks, the pretty decks and everything else. People look at this deck and, oh, it doesn't have the pretty back or anything like that. But you know what? The tarot is a tool. So you go with what feels right. So of course I start out and I just listen to the riffle of the cards. Because it really does just calm, gets me in the right mindset. Just a note of warning. The card I see may not be the same card that you see. So oftentimes I will be doing a reading and I will see a card and I will start reading that card, and then I kind of snap out of it and realize, hold on, that's not the card that's on the table. But I've learned to just go with the flow. So if that's the card that comes up, then I'll just go with that one. And again, it's just kind of freaky for me because then I'm like, well, aren't I amateur hour today? But yeah, I've just learned it's like, no, it's like whatever I need to see, I see. Just listening to the sound. Not worried about the rest of the day. Just gonna see what I need to know, what we need to know. What we need to focus on. It'll help us give a goal, something to think about when things start stressing us out, or something to work on that we may not even realize we need to work on. Okay. And I take the middle one because I want to know what's inside. I'm going to lay out the 4 cards. Okay. The 9 of Cups is sometimes called the Wish card, so that's a good start. The Hierophant, which can mean institutions and things like that. And the Ace of Cups reversed, which means emotional difficulties, spiritual difficulties. So if I'm to read this, then I can see that if this is work, an institution, something like that, you know, we want things, we wish for things, we work for things. You know, the Nine of Cups is about being fulfilled and everything else. And so it seems that, you know, we have these, you know, this belief that it's a belief that, you know, hey, things are going to be great, that everything's going to work out and everything else. But this is saying maybe today to expect a disappointment. I mean, life can't just be all positive things, right? So we need to just guard ourselves. And we need to make sure that we're just emotionally prepared because, you know, this is a 9. This is an ace. So we're starting at the beginning again almost emotionally. But that's life. We just focus on that. So take a look at what disappoints us today and just realize that it's a big circle. This is the advice card, which fits exactly with what I was saying. You know, so for today, take a look at, you know, what is disappointing. You know, whether it's something like work or the government. You know, the Hierophant represents all those institutions. You know, the church is an institution that teaches us you know, if you go to a church, the morals and the rules and things you're supposed to follow. You know, and you think if you follow these rules, whether it's work or whatever, that, you know, you're going to be this guy. He's sitting there all content and everything else. And then all of a sudden a big disappointment. But in the grand scheme of things, again, and I was doing this because it's all part of the big circle. And the world shows that exactly. So what I'm taking away from this today is that, you know, yes, there's things that are going to control our lives. Taxes, whatever, bosses, work, businesses, the MVA, you know, motor vehicle administration, whatever it is, you know, we can go in there thinking we got all our stuff together. We can feel that disappointment because it's okay to feel, as long as we remember, you know, there's still so much more, and that this is just part of the cycle, and that it's all going to come around again. You know, someone told me that life is full of crises. It's just the last one that you don't survive. So I'm going to leave it with that. And I'm going to leave you with the task of looking for that disappointment. Where we set ourselves up. I'm leaving you with the task of saying, you know, I set myself up to feel this way, but I'm going to show myself, and I'm actually going to rise above it because I know that things always run in circles. So, thank you.